All right, so a bit of a frustrating situation involving NFL Game Pass. So I'm going to just go through, talk about everything that we know and what we currently do not know. I want to make sure I get this video out quickly before potentially someone else purchases NFL Game Pass, not realizing the situation it currently is. So if you're unaware, NFL Game Pass, a website that does several different things, and depending on what country you're in, might do more things. Here in America, typically what NFL Game Pass does is it allows you to watch games after the fact, both full-length games and also the condensed version of the game, which is usually about 40 minutes, taking out all the stuff other than the plays. And it's also the way to get NFL films. So if you see on my channel and many other channels the actual all 22 footage, the different angle, not just this one you get on the broadcast, that is also a part of NFL Game Pass. Meanwhile, in other countries that maybe don't have the access to the cable channels that we do and can watch all those games, it also includes a way for them to watch, for people who aren't in America, to watch games live. That's what NFL Game Pass currently is. Recently, it was announced that NFL Game Pass will be moving to a website called, I believe, Dazn. It's spelled D-A-Z-N, so I'm going to call it Dazn. If it's pronounced differently, then so be it. But, okay, already a bit nervous to hear that, right? These things don't typically run smoothly, but let's just see how it goes. Today, the official NFL Game Pass, I type it in, getting ready to start my work. It's possible it didn't just come out today, but today was the first day that I noticed it. Type in the NFL Game Pass. It directs me to Dazn, trying to get me to start an account there. So, okay, if I have to switch websites, then I'll switch websites. But it was, quite frankly, a disaster trying to figure out how to get footage. So I want to make this clear right off the jump. You see that when I went to the website and it told me to sign up, NFL Game Pass was, that was the main thing they were featuring, is NFL Game Pass. So, okay, that's what they're promoting. That's what they're trying to get people to sign up to watch. When I selected the sign up, it was already, one thing I wanted to note right away is that it automatically clicks the Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz fight in the sign up section. So possibly if you're not paying attention, you might accidentally just leave that on, leave that clicked, and purchase the $60 Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. So didn't love that. I'm fine with featuring it there if you want to and promoting it there, but feels a little bit sketchy to just have it already be clicked on. Didn't love that. But okay, I'm a little wary of trying it, so I end up trying the monthly pass, which was about $20 for the first month, unless I bought the Jake Paul fight, which I decided not to. So spent, it would have only been $1 if I did that for the first month. So about $20 a month. I say, okay, let's see what we get here. And right away, I went to the schedule because there's football on tonight. There is preseason football on, and did not see that listed on the schedule. In fact, when I went to the sports tab in general, I did not see football listed whatsoever. There was no football section, no American football. That just did not exist. What I did see was a ton of fighting content. Seems like Jake Paul stuff was most prominently featured on the homepage. That's all I could really find. That was all of it, what you saw. So, okay, I searched NFL, and only one video popped up. It was about a 20-minute video called Is Brady Really the NFL's GOAT? That's the only thing that pops up when you search NFL there. I also searched Game Pass, didn't find anything. In fact, if you search football in there, all you get are soccer-related videos. So, okay, a bit odd right off the bat that there doesn't seem to be really anything NFL related on this website. That, again, to reiterate, when you sign up, the main thing prominently featured on the sign up page is NFL Game Pass. That wasn't because I entered it in. I went back and double checked and just searched DAZN and went to the website, and that was the main thing that they're promoting, that they're trying to get people to buy into, that they don't seemingly have any NFL related content on the website. I was curious, so I looked up what definitionally would count as false advertisement. This is the definition itself, is it shall be unlawful for any person to make or disseminate or cause to be made or disseminated before the general public of the state any portion thereof, any misleading advertisement, such as making dissemination or misleading advertisements shall constitute and is hereby declared to be fraudulent and unlawful. More or less, it's exactly, in more simplistic terms, it's what it sounds like. It's when you say that something is the case, when it is not. This is the textbook definition of false advertising. They say that if you buy this, you will get this thing, you purchase it, and do not get that thing. Now, do I think that they're just trying to scam people? I don't. I think that this is almost certainly just a mistake, that they're not paying enough attention to making sure that it doesn't happen, which is still wrong and still not great. But, okay, these kind of things, mistakes happen, right? These big rollouts, you're not going to have it be fully smooth right away. It's going to take a little bit of time, which confuses me as to why they did this so close to when the preseason starts. But regardless, it also confuses me why they got rid of the old NFL Game Pass website before, forcing you to go on a website that doesn't have the stuff currently. I don't know why you wouldn't just wait until the new website is working to get rid of the old website. But my main point is that these things don't have to run perfectly. I'm willing to accept some mistakes. They do not have to make sure that day one everything is working smoothly. What they do have to do, though, is communicate that everything is not working smoothly. Because as of right now, there are people who are purchasing NFL Game Pass because, or I shouldn't even say that, they're purchasing Dazn because they want NFL Game Pass, and the fact that it's not there is unfortunate for them, certainly, because they're buying something that they're now not getting, and maybe in a few days it'll be fixed, but you're still paying for it those couple of days. Are you going to issue a refund? Is it going to only be a few days, or is it going to be a month or two? And what if someone purchased it with the intention of watching it now? Maybe they're stuck at an airport with a long layover and decided, hey, let's watch some old football games, only to not be able to. It's very disappointing that a company wouldn't. Again, it's fine. A mistake happens. The mistake is not the issue. If it was truly a mistake, the way you react to a mistake, that's something that you can criticize someone for. And so I'm criticizing them. It's just, it's not right to not communicate whatsoever that there has been this error, if, again, it truly is just an error, which I'm being nice and assuming is the case. I am an American, so I signed up for it on the American side of things, but then said, okay, well, maybe, these things are different on different, in different countries. So let me try a different country. And I got a couple of this does not work in your country notifications to pop up when I was using a VPN, trying from a few different countries. Eventually, I went with Germany, and the Germany one, I do have to say, does seem to be working, at least mostly. First off, I do have to say, so I looked up this and it said, okay, if you sign up, you can watch Jets Browns tonight. Okay, I want to watch Jets Browns tonight. Sure, let me try signing up on the foreign version. Although, real quick, I should also mention, it appears as though you might be able to watch it for free on this website if you use a non-American way to get in. I'm not exactly sure if that's the case. That might be just for the preseason, I think is what I read somewhere, is that for the preseason you might be able to watch them for free, or maybe it's just as one game. I'm not exactly sure. But, regardless, I'm going to want to watch more than just preseason football, so I try to sign up and see how this works. I go through the sign up page and it is incredibly confusing. There is no clear layout in exactly what I'm going to get. Instead, there's a lot of logos, including the NFL logo on the two most expensive tabs, which also should be mentioned. It goes from most expensive to least expensive, as opposed to typically you do that the other way around. Again, maybe that's a German thing. I don't know. I'm willing to guess, though, this is another small thing that Dazn is doing to try to get people to maybe not pay as much attention. Assume the €29 one is the most is the cheapest one, and purchase that one instead. But instead, I purchased the cheapest version, the €7 one, and I found it to have, to work somewhat well. Again, not perfectly, for one thing. So this is the, 49ers Rams. I just picked a random game from 2017. They played an ad in front of it, which I didn't realize they were going to be doing now. So they played an ad in front of it. Also, this says highlights. Although it is the condensed game, a lot of the older games, I only found a condensed game on there. I'm not sure if they're going to add the, other stuff, such as the all 22 footage and, the full game to the old games or not. Also, I noticed some pretty severe load times on a lot of these videos, and I also noticed that if you hit the back button, it usually just refreshes the page. I guess it goes back to the ad. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Have to hit the back button a few times to finally get it to go back. When I looked at some playoff games for more recent games, I did see some full-length games on there. So the full-length games do exist, including some shorter highlights on some select videos. But I did not see the film anywhere. Do I think that they're eventually going to make a change and that they're going to, fix this kind of thing? And are they going to eventually put the game film on there? Or is that just a thing of the past now? I really don't know. It's impossible to say because, like I said, there's very little communication about this stuff. And it's just, I think, as a whole, very frustrating that these companies will, make these complete changes and kind of break, try to fix what isn't broken, and in doing that, just break it, when the reality is typically people like your product because it's a good product and you don't need to fix things too much. Again, on surface level, I kind of see why they thought this might be a good idea. Hey, we have this, fighting content. We already have this website set up. Let's put NFL Game Pass on that website, try to combine it all together so that way more people can have access to kind of the whole package instead of just this one specific thing. I think where my confusion comes in is that, at least in America, certainly, NFL Game Pass, or NFL in general, is so much more popular than fighting and then boxing. Not to say that a big boxing match doesn't generate a big draw. It does, but they're very different things, and it almost feels a little backwards to be throwing the NFL Game Pass onto what appears to be primarily a fighting website, although it does seem like there's a lot of soccer stuff in the foreign versions of Dazn. So again, if someone from Dazn is watching this video, I would say that, I don't necessarily have an issue with you trying stuff and you trying to have things get better. There just needs to be more communication at play, because if there's not the communication, well, then people are just going to cancel their subscriptions. And that's one last thing I should bring up, is that apparently, again, if you are wanting to purchase this, be a little wary, because apparently some people have, when they bought the cheapest version to be paid monthly, it's turned into a annual payment. Also, some people did not have the auto renew on when they had NFL Game Pass and were still charged for their Dazn accounts. So some people are missing 150 euros or $200 that they weren't expecting to be missing this morning, which is definitely not cool. Again, I'm going to be a little bit more nice than maybe some other people and say I'm assuming it's just a mistake, and mistakes do happen. But when there's no communication, it's no longer a mistake. When you haven't apologized for a mistake or made it clear that it's a mistake, then it's just you actively choosing to do something. So hopefully this gets fixed. I will keep you updated on it in the comments, but I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of people that subscribe also have NFL Game Pass. Wanted to just let you know what you're getting into if you put some of your hard-earned dollars towards Dazn. So yeah, that's what I think about all this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.